How can we be of service to anyone of you that would like to dance with us?
Hello, are you?
And hello to you.
So, I seem to have fallen in love.
Congratulations.
I believe I met this being on the astral planes before, in meeting in person, and my own guidance has led me to understand that perhaps we are soulmates, are meant to be, and yet part of me also doubts this, and it's bringing me a lot of confusion and questioning my intuition, so I'm wondering if there's anything you could share about this.
You say, part of you doubts this. Can you share with us what that part of you has to say? Why is it doubting it, and what is it doubting?
It's doubting whether this is coming from my same intuitive knowing, or if it's simply just what I'm wanting and trying to use that want to turn that into what is real.
And what is the thought that is being doubted? If it were a statement, could you share that with us? The thought being that this is meant to be, that is being doubted?
Yes.
You see, everything is meant to be, otherwise it wouldn't be there, you see. But this is why we are asking more questions, because we feel that we understand that in your society, when you say meant to be, often you are speaking of things yet to come, you see, from your linear timeline perspective. Now, is it from that point of view that you are sharing?
Yes.
Is that the part that is being doubted?
Yes.
Is it coming from your own inner knowing that there is only here and now? Do you feel there is that the idea of it being meant to be into the future, whatever your rational mind is building around that, is that filling up a void? Is that a solution to an emptiness that was there before?
It's fulfilling a longing. It's the pursuit of a desire.
The pursuit of a desire. The desire being what?
To be in a relationship.
You are in a relationship with yourself first of all.
Yes.
What is this person reflecting to you that makes you doubt about the validity of this relationship, reflection of yourself? What is he reflecting to you that makes you doubt?
His own uncertainty and unreadiness.
And there you have your beautiful one-on-one reflection, you see. As you have created for yourself the best polished mirror that you could ever attract or allow into your life, you see. It cannot be another way until you decide it is already another way. How is your relationship with you, dear one?
It's mixed.
It's mixed. A little yes, a little no.
Yes.
A lot of maybe.
Yes.
So, can you see beautiful and powerful creator that you have attracted into your life, the absolutely perfect reflection of that?
Yes.
When you come to clearer, more focused terms with yourself about who you want to be in any given moment, you will attract into your life much easier, much more effortlessly a reflection of that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you have been asking for a relationship, and so you got this. And it is perfect. And in that sense, it is meant to be.
So, can you share something about soulmate connections? Is this something that you as a race sees, that there is certain connections between people that are already in the Akashic records, or whatever you would like to call it, that are meant to, there's that word again, what am I trying to say? That are designed to work in a harmonious way for specific purposes.
You have open agreements, and with every step that you take, and with every intention, wish, dream, desire that you put out there, you activate open agreements that you have with other spirit sparks, and that you have pre-planned, in a sense. We use that word loosely. Out there before you came in to this game. You have a lot of assistance, possible assistance on standby for you. And there is a bunch that will move or start to move towards you once you start moving in a certain direction. And there is a bunch that will start moving towards you when you change your mind and start moving into another direction. This is why very often when people find themselves on a crossroad and change greatly within themselves, they suddenly see this shift in their friendships. The entire surrounding seems to shift with them. You see, because you have pushed different buttons. You have changed the desired route on your navigational system and activated by that. And sprouting from your heart, that is your engine in your wish and desire to go into that direction. You are sending out a different signal altogether, and they will answer. And still, there is free will. So when you meet, this other person may feel that pull to you, but change their mind, nevertheless, because they are learning their lessons from you. You see, it's always a two-way direction. Learning and teaching. It's never one way. As he is mirroring you, you are mirroring him. And he was very much on the same page in his desire for a relationship as were you. And you can bridge that together, or you can build a bridge and find another other side of the river. Symbolically speaking, if you would see that as a person, a relationship. Up to you, up to you, up to you. How you play this out, how you reflect this further. You can lift each other up, but everything from him to you and from you to him is an open invitation. Again, everything is an open invitation. You can lift each other up and reach your hand to somebody because you have made a step in your development, but they do not have to take it. You see. Now we would say, dear one, lift yourself up. If you want to go to a more stable version of what you have created for yourself right now. You see. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Can you play with that?
Yes, I can play with that.
Then we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for dancing and building that beautiful bridge that you are on right now.
Thank you so much,
Arjun?
Yes.
Does your civilization have long-term partnerships and marriage?
Long-term partnerships.
Lifetime partnerships with one other being?
It happens.
Is that common in your civilization?
We would say that we are all in such a relationship together. You understand? The long-term relationship, first of all, is with ourselves and with everybody in our society, together at the same time, simultaneously. That would be the closest thing to your marriage. We do not get married, we do not sign papers and promise each other things because it is already there. It would be stating the obvious. We do play, however, some of us play to be getting married. We got that from you. Just for fun. For the dress up element of it.
For the party.
Yeah. But then again, we also celebrate divorce. Just as abundantly as you celebrate marriage. And we are having a lot of fun with that too. And bride and bridegroom and groom. It doesn't matter, we celebrate and we congratulate each other with either wanting to be together or not. Between wedding and divorce, as we are playing our games, can be days, months, a few minutes. You know, you can change your mind. Nothing can be broken, really. We understand that. So it is play. And we are sharing this little reflection with you to give you an example of what it can be like for you. Because you are all the same potential, you understand? You could see our civilization, if you wanted to, as an example of where you could also be. And this goes for everything you encounter in your life, everything that speaks to you, that resonates with you, that makes you smile, is an open invitation. That's again for you to jump to that same frequency if you like. You see, whatever makes your heart beat faster. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
You are so welcome.
Thank you.
Arjun,
Yes.
can I ask you a question about my body?
Yes.
Okay. So I've had this pain when I walk on my right foot lately. Like it seems like I can't get it in a way that it feels right when I walk. And I just wonder if it's bad shoes or, something else.
You've tried different shoes already, haven't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't bought like a new pair. So it could be. I just wonder.
When did this begin for you?
I think I only noticed it maybe a couple months ago. I don't even know. Been kind of like, I forget about it and then it comes back.
Were you planning on making a change in your life around that time?
I mean, yes, I was actually. I think I was, yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about that?
Well, I was thinking about going into real estate investing.
Job.
Yeah, like my career, yeah.
What is your current job?
I'm the e-commerce manager for a clothing company, so I run a website.
Does that make your heart beat faster?
Only when I'm like nervous about stuff. Not like in a excited way necessarily.
We understand. And the other job?
Well, that was to buy me more time.
To buy you more time to do what?
Well, to do art or
to do something that really makes your heart beat faster.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Buy you time because you think you need what?
A certain amount of money before I can do what I want to do.
Do you do anything with your art right now?
Not really. I mean, it's something I'm talking to Carrie about. And I've started to do more since I've been talking to her. But I'm not showing a lot of people it. It's just like in my house. Or I haven't been doing a lot of art either. But I've started to again.
Painting?
Yeah, and drawing. Yeah, but ultimately to paint.
Blue, a favorite color of yours?
I like it a lot. I mean, it's in a lot of my paintings. But yeah, I guess you would say so.
Speak up, speak up.
Okay.
You are exploring. You have been dancing. So you will, with your own guides.
I think so, yes.
And they have been nudging you, they're here now,
Okay.
kind of talking through each other, to take that step that you've been postponing into that direction. You understand? Without being afraid that you might step into something sharp,
Okay.
that you might hurt yourself while you take that step, when you take that step.
Okay.
You are, in a sense, showing yourself, your body has taken the open invitation to help translate to you what is going on the surface, you see, on a physical level. It has been bringing to the surface for you this topic about taking that step, about freeing yourself from the illusion that you cannot move, that you cannot take that step. And it has become painful to put weight on that foot,
Yeah.
to put weight on that topic, because you have made it heavy, you have started to weigh the idea of taking that step down with the idea of money. And not just money, but setting your boundaries. Money and time, and they're tightly related for you, are they not?
Yes.
To say no to people, and to maybe paint what that would look like for you, would change a lot in your energy system already to begin with. As you've been carrying around things that do not belong to you, solving issues for others a little bit more than for yourself.
That's pretty much right.
Which we are not judging. We can see how that, in a sense, comes from the heart, because you empathize with those who are wanting more or less what you're wanting. You see, you surround yourself with mirrors all the time. And because it seems easier, and you have been brought up to believe this in your society, to solve that for the other seems easier than to solve this right here. It seems more painful to look at this right here, because your rational mind may have been trained into self-judgment on that topic, you see. So, if you like, take 3 deep breaths in and out, and picture the color blue flowing all the way through your system, all the way to your feet. A light, electroluminant blue. And if you like, you can repeat that before you fall asleep.
Okay.
That would be your tool that you can use if you want to play, to call in your assistance of your own team, we would say. This is coming from them. And next to that, see if you can, step by baby step, take that time that you need for a little sketch, a little doodle, a little preparation for a painting. Because we see you are pushing it into the idea that you need this entire day so that you can finally paint. And thus it's never happening. But you can prepare, you can just set up your easel, you can put that canvas there and just look at it, or buy a canvas, or get a new brush. Go to the art store and get a brush and feel them all. Isn't that fun? And smell the smell that's in the art store. And while you're standing there, know that you're an artist and you're gonna paint. And you need a brush. And while you feel the hairs of the brush, you already know how it will move over the canvas. Because you know, because you are an artist. And then you bring it home and you feel an artist. Become it, breathe it, practice it in between, while doing the dishes, while being at the job that you do not feel an artist in quite yet. But you can smuggle that feeling in. And maybe during a phone call you can start sketching and something will come through, and before you know it, you will be longing for painting like nothing else. And somebody will call you for something that you might be able to help them out with, and you will say, "No, thank you." Thank you for asking me. I appreciate your trust in me. But I'm gonna paint. And after I paint, I can help you 10 times better than I can right now. You see? Because I'm walking on my tippy toes. And I'm putting a lot of weight on my feet right now. And I'm not standing stable. And I would love to help you, but I'm choosing to do it from a strong foundation. And I'm building that with paint. And only if you want to, you can share. But first, paint, dear one, to heal your own heart.
Okay,
Does that resonate with you?
Yes, thank you.
We thank you so much already, even for all the images that were quickly going around in your mind while we were speaking with you.
You're welcome.
So, Arjun,
Yes.
my heart is beating faster, so I think that means it's my turn. Is that phrase that you keep saying, that would be the ultimate indicator of what to move towards? What makes your heart beat faster? Is it mostly metaphor, or is it a very physical sensation as well?
It is both. And of course also metaphor, as was just a moment ago correctly brought up. Your heart also beats faster when you are in a position that you believe is tight or scary. But you see, when you understand the language of your own heart, you will at some point discover that that kind of faster beating is also enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. It is the enthusiasm of discovering that you are pushing against a boundary that your heart knows you can move. Because you know with a capital K that is possible for you. Your heart says expansion coming, while you just are about to step on the stage or say no or do something just for you that you haven't done in a long, long time, or change jobs, or end a relationship, or jump over a river that you didn't think you could jump over before. Yes, your heart speaks with you. Sometimes whispering, sometimes singing, sometimes screaming.
I love that.
And we love you.
So, can I ask, I have been feeling a very strong need for a shift, and I know that things are sort of gradually shifting, but at the same time it feels like it's very slow, and very, I guess I'm waiting for something to be more of an indicator, more of a specific. I'm very frustrated right now with my family life and trying to, but nothing's very clear about what the next move is and what is right. It feels very complicated. So,
what seems to be for you right now the challenge with your family, if you wish to share?
My relationship with my husband feels stale and like it's possible we might not be on the same track anymore. But we have a child. So we are on the same track in terms of that, for the most part.
Same track being translated as the practical, everyday taking care of the child.
Yes.
From the perspective that we have, you will always be on the same track with that. even if you are not doing that. You see, you are the co-creators. You have chosen together to be this window through which this soul that has agreed upon that with the both of you before all of you came into being, to come through and be with you and to be your teacher and reflector, so you could all grow together. And you see, that doesn't end when two parents decide to split up. And don't get us wrong, but the child may very well have known when it came in that at some point it would be with any one of them. And the traveling between one and another parent brings an enormous truckload, we would say, of life experience that you cannot offer when you stay together. You see, we're not idolizing the idea of a breakup for parents. We are just saying that the cooperational levels in such a creation, when you all follow your heart, and it actually does feel like a relief to take some space, also benefits the child. There is a rigidity in your society around what a relationship or a family should look like. And there is the dogmatic idea that when you split up as parents, you failed. But how many people do you know that have parents that have split up? Plenty. And are they all doing incredibly bad? Just using your label for the comparison.
No.
Are they all emotionally unstable, or are these the people, amongst many others, are they people that can empathize very well and understand how to bridge a distance no matter what? To feel into other people's hearts and circumstances. Because very young they have been taught to do that with their own parents and to understand what was going on over there. They made this giant leap in their own understanding of how emotions work, how love works, what freedom is, what unconditional love really means. And dear one, it doesn't mean when you split up as parents that you cannot still give that message, and maybe even stronger, to the child that is in the middle of that situation. For you are both given the open invitation to show that unconditional love bridges everything, and even the seemingly broken up image of not living together anymore.
But how do you know if the choice is, when you talk about growing together, the three of us, how do you know if that's the right choice to continue the growth, or if actually staying together will continue the growth?
You can test, feel into this. Good question, thank you. You can test, feel into this because part of you, what you call your intuition, what you call your higher mind, can sense a few steps ahead in time as you look at your linear time frame. You can actually take that moment to turn inward, meditation or otherwise, what feels good for you, singing, painting, running. It can differ greatly. It does not always have to be silent meditation, playing Buddha. Whatever works for you, when you feel you have that inner connection, view the situation as you have been observing it lately from a higher perspective, from that higher mind perspective, and ask it, what would it look like? What does it feel like if I place myself 3 weeks ahead in time and I'm taking a test timeout? What would that be like? And there might be a little curiosity or a little smile. You see, it doesn't have to be all black and white. You can try out being together or not being together, to feel into it, play with it. There's no judgment. As long as you do not judge your own desire to take this in baby steps and to view this situation from different angles and share openly with your partner how you feel about these things, without judging him and without panicking about your baby child. You can explore the situation from many more directions than it may have seemed possible up until now, you see. Ease down a little bit on yourself. You are all children. Your idea or construct, the old paradigm construct of marriage and living together and what things should like, is crumbling. You are a front runner. You are the generation, one of the generations that is feeling it. You want to spread your wings, and you will see that you can do that together or alone. With a child, with a partner, with this partner, with another partner. Whoever takes the open invitation now coming from your heart that you would like to see this regime changed. Do you understand? How does that resonate with you?
Mostly well.
To put it in practice is very different than hearing about it. But.
Is there a part that makes your heart beat faster at this moment? During this conversation, is there a curiosity? Would you like to play with your partner?
Yes.
Make it playful again.
Yes. I don't know where to go with that.
Can you look at the child in yourself that is a bit disappointed about where you are right now?
Yes.
And can you tell her that it is okay?
Sure, yes.
To have this bump in the road, just for now.
Yes.
And it's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to be angry about it. Release all of that. Look at all of that. See where it originated. See who planted the seeds of these belief systems in your brain. And send love and compassion to everybody that offered that to you. And send love and compassion to yourself, that child version of yourself that has taken it. Because she thought, oh well, that's apparently how it's supposed to be. Apparently how it's supposed to be. But you can be your own parent. And you get to choose which seeds you want to put into your hands right now and grow and blossom into blooms. You get to choose. And you can find people around you that want to blossom with you on the same wavelength. Summer breezy wavelength.
Thank you.
Does that resonate with you? Do you feel you can play with this?
Yes.
Then we thank you so much. And happy tending to your new garden.
And with that, it's time for us to take a little pause.
Perfection. We thank you all for being here and dancing with us through this channel in this here and now as we co-create this ballroom together. And we are looking forward to see you again in the second half of this translation. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Wow. Oh dear. Wow. That's amazing.
Bring your attention back to your heart if you want. And remember your connection to the center of the earth. Feel the soles of your feet. Feel your weight being carried by the chair that you sit on. Relax into the knowing that you're being carried. Feel the pulse or the heartbeat from the earth going through your system all the way to your heart and being bounced back into the earth. There is this infinite connection. And then remember, if you like, this connection to the central sun of your solar system. And feel it flow through the top of your head, through your throat, into your chest and into your heart. Being bounced back and forth the same way. Imagine this as an infinity symbol, a loop from your heart to the center of the earth and back up to your heart, to the central sun and back to your heart, into the center of the earth. And travel along that loop, if you like, a few times. And know that you are the center. Know that you are the crossing point of these two. Know that you are the bringer of heaven on earth as you know it. And we are back. We are joyfully looking forward to more dancing and co-creating with any one of you that wishes to do so. Are you refreshed and nourished after your break?
Yes.
Thank you. Who feels like dancing?
I feel like dancing.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Arjun. Do the Arcturians have any messages for me?
The Arcturians.
Yes.
One moment. There is a lot of gratitude being sent to you for your play with the hybrid children. Does that message arrive at you?
Yes.
Do you understand?
It could be clear if it's possible.
When you are in your, what you call, dream state, you travel. Not just you, all of you do. You hit your home base, in a sense, in the non-physical and other realms. You have made an open agreement with many of the hybrid children between, you could say, the bridges in being between interstellar realm and your physical earth. And you are playing with them when you are in your dream state and teaching them. The Arcturian energy is a glue, in a sense, an energy that is very strongly involved in that process between you and them. You play a lot. Frequencies, as in sound frequencies, are one of the major topics. Toning and more games like that. Do you understand? Do you remember perhaps such dreams?
I feel like I understand. Not in my dream state, but in the music that I'm creating. I feel like it is channeling Arcturian vibrations.
As you are seeping that energy, allowing it to seep through into your physical world. And when you create your music, you know when you have that done. You are sharing it with others.
Right.
There are children co-creating this with you. You're brainstorming together. And it is the inner child in you that is very highly activated when you are in that creational flow. For it seems to be boundaryless, and it is.
I would like to, thank you.
You're so welcome. You are so loved.
Thank you. I would like to figure out how I can create this music with my musical partners with more ease, because there's a lot of difficulty in the process.
What does the difficulty exist about? Can you pinpoint that a little more?
It is, I create with, I feel like my twin flame, and we shifted out of relationship a few months ago, but we still have a lot of dynamics that are like difficult to engage in. I just want to be able to create like peacefully, I guess, and like let the other stuff that's not serving us behind.
Are there still explicit expectations on your side or the side of your partner, ex-partner? Unspoken expectations, perhaps?
I think on my end, I just want to be kind of like met to let this energy come through. I feel like I'm more invested in it, or I give more of myself to bring the energy through, so it feels imbalanced to me.
Without any need or expectation that it needs to go somewhere. This music, the result. Or is there?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want other people to experience it, you know, because it's profound, I feel like.
Can you create it by yourself?
I think that's what I'm moving towards. There's two other people, and one of the other person we're talking about just doing it together without the person that we're having difficulty with. So yes, I think it's possible.
We would say play with that, as we see several strings pulling on the concept. It has become too conceptualized for it to flow freely, to stream freely. And you may be in another tempo down the road of your recovery or healing concerning the topics that you have invited each other to grow within than the partner is, you see. You understand?
No.
You are on another part of the ladder of processing what you have together been through than your partner is.
Yeah.
That difference in energy on that topic is interfering with your creative energy.
I see, yeah.
And therefore it cannot flow freely, for there is emotional disruption.
Yeah, I understand.
Noise. We get the image of your television set not working, the old school style, when you have noise, that kind of noise. And you understand these are black and white dots that move really quickly as the pixels seem to be fighting with themselves. This is the kind of noise, this is the image that is being given to us by your own higher mind to illustrate what is going on that line of communication. And this noise is being shot in there whenever your co-creator or wished for co-creator in this creative process falls back into hurt about that which you have just moved through, and the other isn't yet completely beyond that, you see.
Yes.
We would say in order to reach that level, that polished level that you know you can reach with your music, for the moment, create it yourself and see what that will bring to you when you share that with the world. You will attract those who resonate on that same frequency and can create with you more of that frequency and beyond that frequency.
Thank you.
Your creator, co-creator, is still recovering a little more. Can you play with that?
Yes, thank you.
And we thank you so much, and so do the children and the Arcturians energy. Gold, gold, the image of gold, for you to play with in your meditations. Golden light.
Okay.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Arjun.
And hello to you.
I have a question that perhaps you can give me some insight into. I am in a position now poised to make some life changes that will give me the opportunity to be creative in ways I haven't been able to be creative for a long time. Specifically, I like being creative, but to be more directly creative with writing, telling stories, really. Storytelling.
Yes.
But through my whole life, my development in this has been challenging because I have an impatience with things not being perfect. Things in development, I've become quickly impatient with them. I want them to be good. I want them to be better than they are. I know that intellectually they take work, they take time, but I find myself drifting away, losing interest when they do not manifest in a way that I am imagining them in my heart. And I know it takes time to nurture these things. Yes.
Head, the way you imagining them to be in your head.
In my inside,
You
the
said
way
hard. We are purposely correcting you.
Yes. So I recognize the arrogance of
No arrogance.
or of being so, but perhaps the silliness of being so impatient with these things. But how? Because I feel like I genuinely fall out of love with the ideas or the stories when they are not, they don't resonate with me after a certain period of time. And how do I work through that impatience and imperfection and stick with them? Because I know they can be beautiful if I would just keep watering them. But
And that's your heart speaking.
That's my heart. And yet every time I find some way to become distracted or to put them away and forget about them or something new and shiny.
How creative of you. Can you, if you like to play with this, see your mind, your rational mind, like a little dragon, if you please, that can grow and shrink, but it loves you. It loves you, and it wants to protect you. It is there to protect you. It is its job to protect you, to keep you alive. And as a voice to communicate with you, it uses from your emotional palette the colors, fear, anxiety, judgment, restlessness, hastiness, and a retreat from that which you know in your heart you have fallen in love with. Because it might burn you. Because as a child you were told that if it doesn't look a certain way, you failed. And you have taken that option, that offering of that belief into your system of survival when you were very young, and you have smuggled it into where you are right now. And you've become very creative with coming up with excuses and reasons why you should drop that thing that you know you love, because it may suddenly burn you if the outside world is not going to be pleased enough with it, with what you think should be the result of it. Correct?
Yes.
So this is what we see you have been playing with. And there is no arrogance in that. There is no silliness in that. You have just been playing with the options that have been offered to you. And up until now, you've been playing like this. And that is perfectly fine. And you have learned a lot from it. And you have gained experience. And you have felt deeply and throughout your entire being how uncomfortable it is to play that way. And so your heart started speaking and told you, you know, I don't really want to play this way. I want to just hold on to what I love, or allow that to flow through me without any blocks along the way. Big obstacles on the path that are put there, or seem to be put there by the outside world, but I've put them there myself because I just wanted to play and feel what that resistance is like. And now you know. So the next time we would say that you feel that resistance popping up, you could say, oh, wow, and congratulate yourself with the noticing of that. And we want to first of all underline that as right here, right now, you are proving to yourself that you have come to this point where you have learned enough of that resistance. You know enough that you want to just love and let go of that shadow part that you've been playing with. Do you see your wisdom in that? Do you hear your own heart speaking in that desire? Because you know you want to write, you want to create, and you know you can, and you know that you're good at it. That doubt that kicks in later down the line is just your rational mind giving you that option yet again that you have taken as a kid. That you have taken, accepted, to play with, to see what that is like in this human life, to play with that. Now, it's always going to be offered to you again until you change your response to it. You see. Now you are free to change your response to it. And this is why we are bringing in that little dragon that loves you so much. For what it looks like when your mind starts criticizing your work is it starts barking. It's like this little guarding dragon, and it starts barking. Oh my God, this is becoming good, but it's not yet perfect. Bark, bark, bark. Maybe somebody will notice that it is good, but not yet perfect. Bark, bark, bark. You better go back into your house, because maybe somebody will notice that it is good, but not nearly perfect. You see, and you can go, oh, you're right. I should better retreat and drop this thing, because I'm gonna burn my hands. Or you can say, oh, hi there, little dragon. Thank you for offering to me yet again this beautiful option of retreating. I know I can, I know you love me, I know you're trying to protect me, but there's no real danger. I'm choosing to trust that there is no real danger. I'm choosing to surrender to that it takes several steps to complete something. I'm choosing to trust that I know in my heart when something is finished. And even then I give myself permission to change it again, because I am free to change my mind in every single moment. And I love you, dragon, and thank you for wanting to protect me, because I know you love me. But no, thank you. I'm not going to play with that tool anymore, or at least not right here, right now. I might buy into it later down the line again, but I'm not consistently just without thinking, going to accept it any longer. I'll look at it before I grab it again. And when you do grab it, and when you do decide to drop your project because it does not look perfect yet, do it with pride. You are not defeated. You have chosen to drop it. And you can always go back to that road of perfectioning it later. But know that you are not doing that because you are afraid of the outside world. Take charge of your decision. And when you feel a little defeated, you can even in that here and now moment change your definition, your makeup of that sentence by bringing it into a version more like, I am choosing to feel defeated. Yes, I am. And stand up straight and look in the mirror and tell yourself. And you can laugh. You might laugh about it. And your little dragon will relax a little. Because it will slowly but surely discover, because you are reminding it that you are connected and that you hear it and that you honor it for what it is. This is its job. It will slowly but surely start to relax and not bark so often anymore. For it will discover that you can stand on your own legs now, you can make your own decisions, and you do not need its protection anymore. You see?
Yes.
Do you think you can play with that?
Definitely.
We thank you so much for this interaction, and we are looking forward to read your plays and books.
Thank you. I look forward to sharing them.
Thank you so much.
Arjun?
Yes.
So there's been a lot of talk, at least in my world, about certain disclosures that will be happening soon in regard to contact with different extraterrestrials, and I'm wondering sort of if what's on the horizon in that world in the next few months and years, if you can shed some light into that happening.
We have permission to share with you this, that within the next 2 years, some evidence of extraterrestrial life will be shared or offered to humanity for you to play with. We are not telling you this from the position of, we are looking for the correct translation, a teacher or a parent. We are sharing this from your own collective over soul level. You have all signed up, in a sense, for this revelation to be shared with you. The way we look at this is that you have been ready for and asking for a broader understanding of yourself, your position, you could say, in the universe, in the cosmos. The asking for that, the desire for that understanding with your rising earth crystalline frequency, and the awakening of so many of you on your planet has been beaming outward from your earth crystal into the universe like a beacon. Question mark, desire, wanting to know. Many of us, you could say, to keep it general, star family members have been offering and answering to that energy, our energy. And this has kick-started a momentum of revelations that is about to surface through many unexpected ways, and more expected ways will follow. for a long time, your planet has been playing with the idea of suppression and fear. The old paradigm has been experienced richly. And you are all very ready for moving on. Many of you are longing to move on and beyond this. And that longing has been felt. And it is being answered. You do not all have to do anything with this. There is no must, there is no should. There is no expected agenda in that sense, and all parallel possible outcomes are unfolding simultaneously in every single here and now. We would say, if you like to play your road inward, following your highest passion, your love, your joy, your heart, carries you into the frequency level that we communicate on. And you will see, hear, and feel, dream more of us. Understand that this is individual and you are all being offered this possibility. Some of you will not resonate with this and will not manifest, therefore, within their perception of this world, what you might be perceiving. So there, by saying that, you can understand that this is completely individual, but you will co-create with those who are on the same wavelength with you what is most desired within you. And the more you follow your heart, the easier it is for us to sit next to you or play around or appear in your sight or ear. That we can tell you. Plus, a little extra we can share with you now. With the rising frequency of your Earth's crystalline grid, certain parts of your own memories and dreams that you have been suppressing in order to, let's say, appear sane within your system, are starting to crumble. Little dark shadows that you have been hiding for yourselves are coming up. And for some people that might mean memories of contact experiences. Do you understand? This is not new. We have been around for a while and playing with many of you. In order for your human experience to fit into that game of darkness and light, as you've been playing that out on your planet, the conscious awareness of our presence would have messed up your beautiful individual experience of what that is like, because our light would have been too overwhelming. Do you understand? So some of you have chosen to forget and to keep that in the subconscious. Now the resonance of your Earth is rising and you are making it rise. That too is a two-way stream. Nothing is ever one way. Is opening up these little corridors for you and windows and little doors that have been shut for so long. And you might hear of people who start to suddenly remember or start to suddenly become aware of a presence. And for some people this seems a little scary, because with all that light comes a little bit more of a sharper shadow for you to look at. And when you look at that, you can let it in. You can let that light flow through you when you do not resist these sharper shadows. So as we read your energy now within the coming 1.5, 3 years, very generally taken, this may go a lot faster for some people, a bit slower for some others. Those who wish to be on this experiential earth as we are laying it out for you now, people will start to have dreams that they cannot explain, have experience that they cannot explain, be able to maybe suddenly see a deceased family member, for that too is the multidimensional realm that you are all starting to open up to a little more. But again, when we say all, understand, it is optional, and the option is there for everyone. But those who do not resonate with it may perceive this in very different ways. And they may be afraid. We see more waves of energies going up and down around your planet as you are releasing these last bits and pieces of fear. For it no longer serves you. And you have invited us, dear ones, to play with you and to help shine that light through you and with you. And many of you are playing with us and you have never known that you did. But you have open agreements with your interstellar family members. And roughly taken, 1/3 of your planet has had contact experiences and is being invited to remember and waken up to that as well. As when you are, as while you are embracing all that you are, you will see that you are this world that you are living in, you are this world that you are living on, you are this universe that you are living in, you are everything. And so you are us. And so you have invited us into your dream as you are waking up to the fact that you are dreaming all of this. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, and sometimes for me, I've had like contact experiences before, and also some things that I've gotten afraid of.
We knew that.
I know you know. And so when that comes in the future, as I know it's coming, so what are suggestions or how to be with the fear and allow that in, and to allow the light as well, and not get afraid of the shadow that is sometimes what I immediately perceive?
Is to understand that you have brought to the surface in a co-creation with these open invitation and systems that are playing with you, to understand that while you're feeling that fear, to become consciously aware of the knowing with a capital K, that it is just these sharper shadows being brought to the surface, and that the pushing out of that may feel a little startling for a while. And so sometimes you freeze yourself so you don't freak out. Do you understand? You hold yourself. Some of you will find yourself playing with these new multidimensional layers, parts of yourself, often before you fall asleep or early in the morning, and you might experience some kind of a freeze. What you could translate as being terrified to death is really you, your higher self, and your guides holding you so you won't fly out of that frequency, in a sense. So you can ease into it eventually. You're holding yourself safe. You understand?
Yes.
You can translate that as being frozen in fear. But the fear is more stemming from your rational mind not grasping why you can't move. And that's what's freaking you out. Sleep paralysis is what you call it, and you will hear it more often as people start to remember more of their experiences, because for some it involves some holding still. Understand that this is always in agreement with the higher self, that nothing in this range of interaction can be done without your soul permission, your higher self's consent to it. Do you see?
Yes.
Can you play with that?
Yes.
You are so welcome, and they thank you for playing with them.
Thank you.
Good job.
You too.
Hi, Arjun.
Hello again.
I'd like to ask about, I have been feeling for a while to just make my own healing work, intuitive work, my main profession, and it has been in the past, and I've encountered some difficulties recently, and I had a dream last night of kind of dropping these scissors that have been my tool in the water, and finding a new path, because I have this deadline in finances and following this training, which is my excitement. I have a huge level of fear. I don't really believe it's possible for me to be doing this work that I want to be doing and make enough to do what I really want. So I'm curious how I can shift my reality creation.
Share with us, please, where you feel infinitely abundant, dear one.
Where?
Where do you feel within your life infinitely abundant? At least 3 topics, areas. Come on. We know you can do it.
In my own ability to...
In your perspective of life, as you view it.
Yeah. I always have enough to get by.
1.
I always can bring myself into at least emotional stability.
At least emotional stability. Okay.
Yeah, I can raise my vibration.
2. You can always raise your vibration.
Yeah, can always.
That's a good number 2. One more.
I just have a lot of creative energy, an overabundance of creative energy.
A beautiful and magnificent number 3. We would say, dear one, write them down and give them as many sub-chapters as you can possibly come up with. Lengthen that list and reread that list to yourself as often as you can until you cannot help but smile while you're working on that. For when you focus on that, everything else will start flowing to you as well. For you will be the energy of abundance itself, which is what you are naturally. And with your focusing on doubt whether the universe can support you in that specific way through what you call your money, with your focus on that doubt, you have been allowing in the beautiful reflection of what that looks like abundantly. You can shift that if you like. Can you play with that?
Yeah.
We thank you and we love you so much. How are you in your time frame currently?
We are at the perfect moment to...
As you are always.
We're in the perfect moment to bring this to a conclusion.
A circle, a infinity symbol.
Yes.
Then we invite you all just for a moment to close your eyes again and make yourself comfortable. Feel within your hands, feel around your body, feel the energy that you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until we meet again. Namaste.
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 So
Thank
much.
you.
So wonderful. For a gift.
She did join us.
She did.
She was
She
here
was here
last
all
night.
the time.
And when we were holding our bowl.
She was watching